Hello, 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 and welcome back to the fourth and final innings of this test match and of the 2021 series, which stands at a 2-0 lead for Alex's 11 going into this, and this is the state of the game. 238 for Dan's 11 to win. Looks a tall order. Let's see if they can salvage some pride from the series. Well, hello and welcome back, everyone. 238 is the target that Dan's 11 will require to win this game. 37 overs in which to do it. The 2-0 down in the series with just this innings remaining of the 2021 campaign, so nothing to lose. We expect it to be a bit of a thriller. And for Alex's team, 10 wickets to put a little bit of gloss on their series. They've been largely dominant. Yusuf Sharif will be the first player to stand in their way. Played nicely throughout this series, made a 40-plus score in every test match. He's had an excellent winter, real breakthrough year for him. And it's Dan Mears, the captain, who will open up at the other end. Made his career best 44 not out on the motorway at Eversley last time around. And we're just about all ready to get going here. Only 2 slips in place. I think we might have expected a slightly more aggressive field from the captain. Spread around a little bit. And it looks as though Rob Maguire's going to start us off. What an excellent series he's had. What a player he is. And he's got Yusuf Sharif in his sights. We're all ready to go here. It's Alex's 11 against Dan's 11. 238 to win at Nutfield. And it's in the air. And what a start. It's gone for 6. First ball of the innings, Yusuf Sharif. Not sure he got all of it, but he got it in the gap. That was the key. Little bit late on it. Thickish edge, I think. Looking to play that a little straighter. What a start. 6 off the first ball. Maguire won't be happy. And he's come back with pace. It's a good delivery on the boot. Remember, no LBWs unless the batsman is not playing a shot. If you play a stroke, you cannot be out LBW. Oh, he's knocked him over. Oh, I think he's dragged it on. Whoa, what a start. What an action-packed first 3 balls this has been. Maguire strikes straight away. Sharif gone. Think he's dragged it on. And he looks gutted, Yusuf Sharif. He would have been one of the batsmen they'd really have fancied for this. 37 overs. If needs be, they may have to play for a draw later on. And he'd be one of the players they'd want. And I think the plan was for him to defend and anchor the innings and for Dan Mears to be the aggressor. Well, that's going to have to change now. What a start. 6 for 1 off 3 balls. And it's Gurpal Singh. Well, that's an interesting move from the captain. 2 aggressive players at the crease now. Indicates that they're certainly not going to be shy of having a go at this. It's been a tough series for Gurpal Singh, but he was another who found a little bit of form on the flatbed at Eversley last time around. Made 47. And into his stride immediately, they will hope. They're going to need him here. When he gets going, Gurpal Singh, he's a fabulous player to watch. Oh, that's a good nut from Maguire again, but Singh plays it off. Down to mid-on. If Gurpal Singh can give them half an hour here, they will have every chance of winning this game. Fabulous player when he gets in. Not really seen much of it in this series. That's down leg. Well, an exhilarating first over from Maguire. 6 for 1.
It's time to break the vicious circle. We're working with charities like Shelter to provide a bank account for people who are homeless. Search HSBC UK in their fixed address.
And it is going to be the other Maguire. It's James Maguire who's going to take the second over. Smith just making a late adjustment to the field, bringing himself out to mid-on. Just 1 slip for James Maguire. Another who's had a decent series. Not really had the wickets to show for it, but he performs such a valuable role in this team. Such a good set-up bowler. Plays within an attack rather than as an individual bowler. Yeah, that's nicely played and nicely fielded. Dan Mears will feel good for getting one out of the middle of the bat early on. Big job, the captain now with that early wicket. Oh, and he's been beaten there. Good nut. Has swung it throughout this series, James Maguire. He's been impressive. Doesn't quite have the pace of his brother, but he's got a lot of discipline, a lot of accuracy, and a lot of patience. He will bore you on a length and wait for the mistake. Difficult to score off. That's a little bit looser. Gets away with it. No wide cord. And for Dan Mears, so important that he leads by example in this run chase. Well, hang on, he might have nicked this. Yep, gone, given. Dan Mears goes. It's the second wicket already here. 2 in the first 2 overs. Jimmy Maguire might have bounced on him a fraction. Doesn't look as though it's moved in the air too much. I wonder if it's just got a little big on him. He's late on it. But Mears goes. Nick behind. He's gone for a blob. Ricky Borrett holds the catch. What a start for Alex's team here. 2 down in a matter of moments. 1 hand on this test match already, perhaps. And it looks as though James Ramsey's going to be the new man. Received an absolute corker in the first innings from Rob Maguire. One of the balls of the series, that was. Magnificent delivery to dismiss him then. And he'll be hoping he doesn't have to face too many of those today. He'll be glad that Rob Maguire's already off, to be honest. He gets at least 8 overs away from him here. But this isn't going to be a much easier challenge. Ewan McGregor. Another who's had an excellent series, quietly impressive. Such a versatile bowler, McGregor. So adaptable and so accurate. And another who's had a bit of a breakthrough year. He's been really impressive. Debuted in this campaign, and that's an inside edge. Gurpal Singh off the mark. Doesn't matter how, only matters how many. And he's on the board now, 7 for 2. Electric start from Alex's team. Come out with a purpose here. James Ramsey to face his first delivery, and it's beaten him. It's a good nut. Half an appeal from McGregor. Don't think he was near it. Well, what do you do if you're down to 11 now? Stick or twist? Attack and try and chase the runs all the same, or just anchor down? They've got plenty of time. 37 overs available for this innings. So they can afford to just bed in just for a little while and just recover some composure before they start thinking about the target. But these are 2 naturally attacking players. A little bit of an edge there as well. Good start this from McGregor. He's backed up the good work done by the first 2 bowlers, the Maguires. Started really strong, Alex's team. That's well played. Ramsey got right in behind that. He'll feel good for that. Been an excellent test. This is an excellent venue for cricket. Oh, Nick and fought. Wow, don't think it carried to the keeper. Looks like it might have stayed down a touch. Brilliant start this from Alex's team. They've been magnificent here. Oh yeah, it's not carried, but not far off. Just short of Ricky Borrett. Diving to his right, James Ramsey gets a life already. Last ball of the over coming up. What a good one it's been from McGregor as well. Oh, and well fielded. Played that well, Ramsey, late on it. Be disappointed not to have got a boundary, but we've had 3 outstanding overs from Alex's team here. 11 for 2. Who's next? Well, he's keeping the cavalry on here. Ricky Borrett. Getting through all his major bowlers early here, Smith. It's not always the way with him. He tends to use his better bowlers as strike bowlers and uses the other bowlers to set wickets up for them. But here, given the start they've had, this makes sense. Keep the charge on. Keep getting your best bowlers on. And Ricky Borrett, another excellent series from him. With bat and ball, he's been outstanding, Ricky Borrett. In now to Gurpal Singh. And a nick, and just short again. Second time in 2 minutes we've seen one land just short. Might be worth coming up a little bit. A little bit of a pace seems to have come out of the surface, just a touch. But it's a brilliant venue, offers something for everybody here. It swings for the bowlers, there's spin, it can be a decent pitch to bat on when you get in. Excellent ground for indoor cricket. BCE very lucky to be able to enjoy the Nutfield Indoor Tennis Centre. And thank you to them for having us, and it has been yet another wonderful test match. It's been a series of twists and turns, and it looks as though we might have plenty more here. Alex's 11 trying to ensure that's not the case. One more wicket now and the dam could well break. That's going to be a leg bite. Ricky Borrett just looks a little down on pace in this innings. It's been a long test match. Wonder if there is a bit of fatigue kicking in. Not quite been at his absolute sharpest. That's nicely played from Ramsey. Waited on that. Seems to have a preference for the back foot. Seems to have more time to see the ball when it's coming at him sort of chest height. It's the full and straight ones that have had him in trouble so far in this series. Oh, and he's had a waft at that, just as we say that. That was a loose one from Ricky Borrett. Ramsey misses out. Fourth over goes down, and they've got through it unscathed, 12 for 2. Who do you go with now? And it is going to be Ali Pavez, the debutant. Made a decent impression. Hit his first 2 balls for 6 in the declaration, hitting in the 3rd innings. Recovered well from a first innings duck. First baller that was, at the hands of Yusuf Sharif. And he's bowled nicely, he kept control. Made a good impression in this test match without really having the standout moment to show for it. That's in the air, and this might go for 4 and does. Not really in any danger of going near a fielder, but again, not played cleanly. They've barely middled anything, to be honest. Dan's 11, it's been a real hectic start. They're under all kinds of pressure here. And again, on the legs, popped up in the air. Don't think he got bat on that one. Bejawada does the fielding. Good start this from Pavez. If his line of attack is going to be leg stump, they might consider putting a short mid-wicket or a leg slip in, where he recorrects now, back out to the offside, and Gurpal Singh plays it nicely. That is his stronger area, Gurpal Singh. He's a good player through the covers. Well, that's a little too high. Could be wided for this. Yep, will be. First wide of the innings. A little bit loose. Can see what he was trying, but just dug it in a little too far. Real battle for survival here. And gone short again. Gurpal Singh's worn it. I think that's off the arm. Elbow, maybe. And 1 ball to go in the over. And it has just been, again, a case of just hanging on in there. They played that nicely, though. Well fielded. Good bit of work out there. James Maguire at long off. Another one goes down. And it is going to be Bejawada. Another who's made a decent impression with the ball without really breaking through a team. Got a bit of pace. Certainly likes a short ball. We saw that in the first innings. And again there, Ramsey's had a little waft at that. Interesting that whenever the ball has been pitched back of a length, Ramsey has looked to score at every opportunity. Despite the pressure they've been under and the chances and the wickets, he's still playing with intent, and that's good. Shows that he's thinking positively. Hasn't quite really managed to connect with any yet, but he's connected with that and well fielded. Good work from Bejawada. Bump ball, no danger of a catch. Ramsey, a little bit bogged down. Only 1 scoring shot so far, and that was an edge through the slips. And he's well in behind that, though. Again, when it's back of a length, he looks more comfortable. If you get it a little touch fuller than that, he could be in the game here, Bejawada. Well, that was a lot fuller, but radar was a little off. And Ricky Borrett has his work cut out to collect. James Ramsey gets down the other end. Bejawada. 2 balls to go in the over. Things just starting to quieten down a touch, perhaps, maybe. Again, down leg. Disappointing that, really. Got to follow up. They've had such a brilliant start here. Every over's been on the money. There are chances in the air. You don't want to let the batsman settle with just loose deliveries, and that's going to be a wide, and they'll take the bye as well. That's a little bit of a sloppy end to that over. 22 for 2. Gurpal Singh will keep the strike. The captain, Smith, Bevan West, Lewis Chapman and Sunil left in this rotation. What a blistering start. What an exhilarating start it's been. It's been very entertaining. 6 off the very first ball. A wicket, a couple of deliveries later. Chances. Lewis Chapman, the next to follow it up. Has dismissed Gurpal Singh in this series. Got him out of Woldingham, stumped. Well, he's not going to have to worry about that, though. Singh gets down the other end. And it'll be interesting to see how Dan's 11 play this. Do they look to take on the part-timers and just try and get a foothold in this chase? Or just keep things solid and tick over? We'll soon find out. Oh, what a catch! Oh, what a moment for Bevan West! Oh, that's a brilliant reflex catch. Lewis Chapman gets the wicket. Ramsey's gone. That's a massive wicket. What a one to take. Oh, brilliant. It's one of those, if it sticks, it sticks. But that has been pelted at him. That's Ramsey's middled this. You could say it's poor from Ramsey, given that he only has to pick a gap with that fielder there. Hit it straight at him, but it's a brilliant catch. Ramsey gone for 4. Alex is 11. Well, everything going their way at the moment. What a start here. 23 for 3. Lewis Chapman might see that as something of a bonus. But that's what a lack of pace can do in this format because of the height limits. The bowlers who are slower, the lob bowlers, you can't just smash them straight back over their heads or as high as you want to send them because of those height limits. So you have to consider keeping the shots down. And I think that's been Ramsey's problem there. If there were no height restrictions, he'd be banging that into the roof, you'd think. Alvin Sathya plays out his first delivery. What an achievement from him in the last test at Eversley. The first ever backyard century, and he turned it into a double. If you haven't seen that, go and look at the highlights, all the full innings on our YouTube channel. Unbelievable watch. Didn't make too many in the first innings here though, and he's beaten by that one. This has been a good over from Lewis Chapman. What a bonus this is. On course for a wicket maiden here. Oh, well, he's not going to get it. That's a pudding. Wide than a bite. But they'll take that. What an over from Lewis Chapman. Got the big wicket of James Ramsey. What a bonus. 26 for 3. Dan's 11 right up against it here. And Bevan West to bowl at his good friend. West and Sathya, the teenagers. The two young superstars of backyard cricket. Get on really well. Good friends, these two. And there'll be some friendly competition here. Alvin Sathya has dismissed Bevan West in this series, but West has not dismissed Sathya. And his first delivery's loose outside off. He'll be looking to bounce back. Keep the pressure on. Well, that one has been given as a wide. Didn't look too much different to the first one. I think the umpire might have been allowing him his first one as a loose nut. Clamping down now, though. That's better and well played from Sathya. Good fielding. Ali Pervez at mid-off. And that's down leg side. Bit of a scattergun start this from Bevan West. Sathya gets up the other end and they'll take this. Dan's 11. Even if it's not off the bat, chances to keep rotating the strike, keep throwing the bowlers off their length and just add to the score. 238 looks a long way off at this point. But they have to still keep believing they can do it. There's nothing to lose. They're already 2-0 down in the series. Series is gone one way or another, so they might as well have a go at it. But it's so difficult for them at the moment. The bowlers really got them under the cosh. That's loose again. This has been a sloppy over from Bevan West. Just letting a bit of that momentum drop in what's otherwise been a dominant first 8 for Alex's team. They've been terrific. Made things happen all the way through. Their policy has very much been defend with the field, attack with the ball. That's a good nut and well played from Gurpal Singh. Another one goes down, 8 gone. Just leaves Alex Smith and Sunil Tirunavukarasu left in the rotation. It looks like Smith will bowl at Sathya, and I think that's a good move. He fancies that Sunil, where we mentioned earlier, the lack of pace can cause batsmen to do silly things. Gurpal Singh may be more of a candidate for that, and Smith bowled well at Sathya during his double 100 at Eversley. Loose one from him to start with as well, though. Harsh to be given as a wide. Seen the umpire let Bevan West off of one in the last over. No such leeway for Smith. He was the only bowler who really troubled Sathya during that double century. Yeah, that's a good nut. That's been a feature of his series, Smith. He's got a really good short ball. One of the best in backyard cricket. Good weapon for him to have, and at 6'5". Oh, that's just a little bit wider. I don't think Sathya will be too bothered at missing that. He's kind of half left it. The captain in again. Down leg again. Not quite found his radar. One good bouncer, but 3 loose ones. Not really made Sathya play at anything yet. Hasn't got bat on any, but hasn't had to either. 2 balls to go. And again, too wide. Again, too wide from Smith. Just struggling here a little bit. Needs to readjust. been a long day. It's been a long series. Oh, he's found it there, though. That's a brilliant nut. Almost knocked him over. Full late in swing. Alvin Sathya survives, and again, with no LBWs if they're playing a shot in a club game, that might have been plump. Good finish to the over from Smith, otherwise not a great one from him. And that just leaves Sunil. Fourfer in the first innings with some real hodgepodge of everything. There was some loose ones, some puddings, boundaries all over the place, but oh, they had a couple of them as well. Dead ball bowled into his own feet. But he did pick up 4 wickets in that first innings, by hook or by crook. Oh, it's in the air. This is going to be out. Oh, just short. Just short of Sunil diving in. He charged for it. It was a great effort from the bowler. Gurpal Singh survives. How close was he to getting this? It's a lazy shot. Cramped for room. Oh, and he's got there. He's got there. You could call that a drop. Maybe it bounced a little bit on Singh. Oh, he did get a hand to it, I think. Good effort from Sunil. Harsh to call it a drop, but I think he did get a finger on it. Oh, where's this going? It's going for 4. Yeah, well, that's disappointing. The follow-up, having just created the chance, and again building the pressure, a misfield as well. It's a pudding of a delivery, deserved the boundary. But Ewan McGregor might have done better at cover. This really has been a mile-a-minute start to this innings. We're into the 10th over now. Oh, wow, again, that's something different. That's a beamer. Rightly no-balled. Don't think the umpire really had a choice, to be honest. Remember, wides and no balls, 2 runs and no extra ball. Where is it? It's 6. Well, Gurpal Singh has survived because he's not middled this. Wasn't far off the height limit, but because it's come off a top edge, it's just died before it's hit the wall. The height limit is the bottom of that brown window board that you're seeing there. If it hits the brown board, it's out. And that one, halfway down because it died. Lives another life, Gurpal Singh. 6 runs on the board. Second maximum. The first came from Yusuf Sharif off the very first ball of the innings. That really set the tone for an action-packed first set here. And punched and 4 more, and that's lovely. That's much better from Gurpal Singh. Got a nice piece of that. It's a lovely shot. Guided into the gap. Held the pose. Beautifully played. 1 ball to go in another quite bizarre over. 16 from it. A drop catch. And finishes with a reverse sweep here and gets away with it. Doesn't get bat on it. I think it's hit the leg. Well, what about that then? First 10 done. 51 for 3. What a start here at Nutfield. And again, Smith has gone straight to his big guns. Rob Maguire will take the first over of this rotation. Got a wicket in his first over. The first over. That of Yusuf Sharif. A big one. And he's had a real intense battle with Alvin Sathya in this series. Had him in all sorts of trouble. Dismissed him a couple of times. It's the full in-swinging Yorker, similar to what we saw from Smith earlier, where Sathya's had danger. And is he dropped that? Well, it might be harsh to call this one a drop. It's been fired back at Rob Maguire. He's done brilliantly to get a hand on it. He's saved 4 there, really. We'll slow this down, but you can't really call this a drop. Sathya's threw it too early. Oh, I think maybe 2 fingers at best he's got on that. Saved the boundary, really, Rob Maguire. But it will technically go down as a drop. Sathya dropped on naught. Will they get another chance? Good follow-up from Maguire and well fielded. One of the highlights of this series was the over that Maguire bowled at Sathya in the very first test at Bromley in the second innings. And we're in a similar situation here. Wow, that was quick. That was really quick. Not far from the stumps. That's arrowing in exactly the delivery we were talking about earlier. Oh, it's missed by whiskers. Look how far it's moved. What a bit of bowling. Rob Maguire has been outstanding in this series. What a start to this over. This has been full bunger that time. Gurpal Singh not interested in taking a bye. I don't think he wants to be down that end. Quite happy to let Alvin Sathya deal with this. Barrage, really. Oh, and another quick one, and it's an edge. And good fielding between the pair of them. Smith and Bejawada down there save the boundary. Rob Maguire will enjoy that. Doesn't like going for runs. And he's got his tail up at the minute. What an over. Sathya under all kinds of pressure. Oh, and again. Again, it's missed by nothing. What a fantastic over from Rob Maguire. 51 for 3. How close was this? Oh, how was it missed? What a bit of bowling. How has Sathya survived? Real battle on here. Dan's 11 being bombarded at the moment. Ewan McGregor, another who bowled an excellent first over. What a good performance this has been from Alex's team. Sathya does really well to survive there. And now it's up to Gurpal Singh to do his part. Full toss, gets away with it. Perhaps a consequence of the pressure they've been under. Gurpal Singh might not have his eye in to put those away. Been a helter-skelter innings from him. The field, oh, it's a thick edge. About to say the field has become noticeably more aggressive as we've gone on. And they look so up for this. They've bowled tremendously so far. And again, Gurpal Singh not looking comfortable. McGregor's got him hopping around a little here. Just need to hang in there, Dan's team. Really up against it. McGregor in again. And he's knocked him over. The pressure continues. Oh, they're falling apart here under a wave of pressure, Dan's team. They are being bombarded by Alex's bowlers here, and McGregor strikes. Gurpal Singh, well, his bottom hand's come off the bat. He's wafted through it a little bit. McGregor's on the board. 51 for 4. What a performance. This has been a magic 12 overs from Alex's team. James Crowther, another of the big players for Dan's side. And a bit of a fourth innings specialist, tends to save his best for situations like this. Great temperament, brilliant in a chase, all looking to play out the draw, which is quickly becoming the best option for Dan's team. Being blasted away here. Ewan McGregor has deserved that. He's been terrific throughout this test match and this series. Took 3 for 4 on debut at Bromley and hasn't really looked back since. He's got the left-hander in his sights now. James Crowther, big player for Dan's team. If they can get him out, they'll feel they've done the hard work. Misfielded, and he's off the mark first ball. 4 runs. I think it was a misfield from James Maguire down there. And Crowther didn't really put anything into that. Wasn't really looking for a boundary there, but he'll take it. And McGregor's response is to come round the wicket for the last ball of the over. And punch to the same area and 4 more. Well, what a start for James Crowther. 59 for 4. He's hit his first 2 balls to the ropes. 25 overs to go. And Dan's team a long way from victory here. And even a draw might feel a long way off. And again, same as with the first rotation, Smith keeping pressure on by getting his best bowlers on early. And it's Ricky Borrett going to continue the attack. Interesting that he's given Borrett an over at Sathya. He's got a very good record against James Crowther. You would think that might be the end he wants Borrett bowling, but he wants him up against Sathya here. Perhaps he's seen something in the field. Well, he backs Ricky Borrett. Smith has a lot of faith in Borrett, and he gives him some ludicrous fields at times. 4 slips now. Very tight. And well fielded from Sunil. Kept his cover in. Left a big gap at cover between point and extra cover to entice the drive, and that's what the slips are for. That's a little bit too short, a bit floaty. Given us a wide. I think it probably was just overhead height. Need Ricky Borrett on the money here. I think it's gone. Yep, 4. Again, I don't think he's really played for it or middled it, Sathya. We'll have a look. Might be being a little harsh on him, but it's beaten a diving Borat and Ali Pervez at long off. And Sathya off the mark from his 19th delivery. Half a chance drop by Rob Maguire on naught, or I say half a chance at best really. That's a good response from Borat. Really has been unrelenting pressure. They just haven't had an easy over. Right in behind that. Good technique from Sathya. Another over goes by and it's an over without a wicket, and that's all Dan's team can really do at the moment. Ali Pervez now at the new man James Crowther. Got off to a smooth start. A couple of punch boundaries threw him off from his first 2 deliveries. What kind of field will we see for Crowther? Again, a little more spread with Ali Pervez on. Crowther will do this. I think that's something we'll see a lot of as this innings goes on. He's not really playing at that. It looks like a player miss, but he's just getting his bat in the line of his stumps, covering for any in-swing, and happy to be beaten on the outside edge. You'll see him do that a lot. He doesn't play his leaves by getting his bat up in the air or above his head. Just hangs it on a length and lets the ball go past. So it might look scrappy, but it is intentional from Crowther. It can be so difficult to get out. Such a competitive player. Oh, that's a bit of a pudding. Wide, no bite. Seen plenty of great rear guards from James Crowther in the past, and we're going to need one here if Dan's 11 are going to make a fist of this. And he's been beaten that time. That time I don't think he's left it. That one has beaten him. Good from Pervez. On debut. If he can get himself one of these 2, these are the 2 big remaining wickets. Break this partnership and they'll feel the hard work is done, and they've broken the back of this Alex's team. This is the partnership with Yusuf Sharif already back in the shed. James Ramsey and Gurpal Singh gone. The captain Mears can play no further part in the game. He's gone. This is the 2. And too short that time. Will he get away with it? No. White ball. And another one goes down. 69 for 4. And we'll see what kind of decision Smith makes now. It looks as though it's James Maguire. So not going to get one of the part-timers on for the middle of the rotation. Keep that pressure on. James Maguire. Excellent first over. Wicket maiden. Took the wicket of Mears. And again, we've seen a few of that today. You can understand it. First ball of every over as you get back into it. But the very best bowlers, the likes of Rob Maguire, Alvin Sathya, players such as that, the first ball is always on the money. Dan Mears is another like that as well. Doesn't need a loose nut. And Jimmy Maguire just needs to respond. Oh, and he has done. He has done with a corker. Not the first time Alvin Sathya has been flirting with danger around his off stump today. It's a good nut. Oh, and again it's a ripper. That one's gone the other way from James Maguire. What an outstanding couple of deliveries they are. We'll see this one again. First one moved into him. Oh. That one looks as though it's moved in the air and just come away off the pitch a little bit. It's a fantastic delivery. James Maguire right on it now, and that's flicked and well fielded. Excellent bit of work down there. I think it's Sunil. Saved the boundary. Sathya's middled that. It was a good response from Alvin Sathya, in all fairness, to the 2 peaches that came to him before that. 25 balls, 1 scoring shot for him. Ricky Borat's done well there. Probably saved the bite. James Maguire not followed up those 2 rippers with much of any substance. But he's 1 ball away from a second successive maiden. And who knows, perhaps a second successive wicket maiden. He'll certainly be hoping so. In now to Alvin Sathya. And dot ball. Well, it looks as though I think there's been an umpiring error here. This is going to be a 7 ball over. James Maguire. And bang for 4. Sathya got through that. He's going to keep playing those shots. Got to release a bit of pressure. And he'll feel a bit better now. Not sure how close this was to the fielder. I think he's picked the gap well here. Yeah, right in the middle of the 2. Well played. That's halfway through the rotation as well. And Saikiran Bejawada, the next man. 15 overs down. We're almost halfway there. And again, beaten outside edge, but like we said earlier, Crowther won't really mind that. He can do that all day long. Thinks very clearly at the crease. That's what makes him so difficult in the fourth innings. He stays calm, doesn't get flustered, doesn't lose his head. Thinks as well as anybody under pressure, James Crowther. And if they had to pick one player in this lineup that they'd want to go deep into this innings and have at the end, it would be him. And that'll help. Well, he's gone away with it, Bejawada. Well fielded at cover. That's been a trend today as well. They haven't got many shots away Downs team, but when they have, they've found fielders. Field placements have been good from the captain. Plays with a lot of these guys in club cricket, knows their strong areas, knows where to put his men. And Bejawada in. And that was hammered. And that's misfielded and fought. I think James Maguire is saying that Alvin Sathya was in his way a little bit there. It's come off his boot. I don't think he really saw it. Well, he has moved early. I don't think he can blame Sathya for that. It looks as though he did see it relatively early. Just didn't get down to it. One ball to go. James Crowther punches it again, and this time Maguire does field. 79 for 4. Who's left in the rotation then? Bevan West, Alex Smith, Lewis Chapman and Sunil. And it is Bevan West it's going to be. Again to bowl at Alvin Sathya. Hope to produce a better over. Bevan West, a bit loose in his first over. Didn't really make the batsman play at anything. Didn't really threaten. We'll be looking to put that right here, and that's a good start. Decent nut first up. Dan's team just fighting for survival, trying to get some kind of control back on. That's Loopy. I think it was an attempted slower ball. It's come out as a full toss. And Sathya rolled the wrists on it nicely, kept it down well. It was well controlled. West looking to respond, and it's down leg. Bit loose again. Needs to find the money here, Bevan West. I mean, he's, regardless of what happens today, he's going to be in credit in this game for the century that he made in that declaration. Sparkling exhibition of batsmanship that was. And that's punched, and this time it is fielded. Dot ball. Again, finding the fielders. They have been excellent in the field, Alex's team. It's been a really good performance in this first 16 and a bit. And Sathya not getting hold of that. Bevan West. And it's in the air. Bump ball. Concludes another over. And we are now 17 deep. 20 more to go. Pressure well and truly on for both of these teams in terms of the match. Dan's 11 more so. Want to get some kind of positive out of this series. Even if it's a fighting draw as opposed to a dashing run chase. Just don't want to end on another low note, another defeat. That's going to be in the gap and 4. Sunil starts with a short ball. Crowther waiting on it well. He's managed to score freely, Crowther. Nobody else has done so in this inning so far. Fourth boundary for him already. I mean, he's the only left-hander who's batted in this innings, perhaps helping to throw them off their lengths a little bit. And punched and well fielded. It's good work down there from James Maguire. That came at him quick. Crowther hit that well. Oh, he's had a little jab at it, Crowther. Couldn't help himself that time. Pretty safe, though, in fairness to him. Nowhere near his stumps, and we are in a run chase, so they have got to take a chance or two when they get an opportunity. And hit well, and again hit straight to the fielder or back to the bowler. They could be on 130 by now if they'd found the gaps. Just keep hitting fielders. Oh, he's found a gap that time, though. Hammered that. That's 4. That came right out the middle. A lot of power behind that from James Crowther. Moves into the 20s now. been the one player who's looked relatively comfortable so far. The only player who's really managed to find some fluency. Alvin Sathya has been a grim battle for survival, as it has for all the batsmen at the other end, but Crowther looks relatively calm. And a bit of a loose one to finish. Another over down, so that just leaves us with Alex Smith and Lewis Chapman in the rotation. Looks as though the captain will be first up. He fancies bowling at Alvin Sathya. Bowled a bit of a loose first over. Did almost dismiss Sathya with a ripping in-swinger though. It was about the only decent ball he bowled in that over, Smith. So close to knocking the stumps over. Sathya's had a number of near misses already here. Just a bit of a hold-up as he rearranges his field. Just interesting to see where he's going to target him. Fine leg coming in. Moving his leg side field across. Only one slip though. His specialty is the in-swinger, Smith, so he doesn't really need a big cordon. Doesn't get a lot of nicks behind. Into Sathya now. And again, decent bumper. I think that's caught him on the shoulder or the chest maybe. The first innings here was the only innings in this series in which Smith has not taken a single wicket thus far, and that's going to be a no ball. Lucky for Sathya's sake that wasn't a little bit straighter. Full on beamer. Another Smith who's just not really found it in this innings, first over in a bit. Just struggling to find that radar, and that's better. Normally goes to the short ball when he's looking for rhythm, and Sathya's played it well. Didn't quite get up as high as it normally does from 6'5". Oh, that's a corker. That's a corker. And Sathya giving him a quizzical look there. That's exploded off the surface. Swung away late and got up big on him. Good delivery that from Smith. That's where his specialty is. That's what he's good at. And follows it up with a full one. Oh, and I think he's been unlucky here. Yeah. Well, it's a reflex from Smith. He could have just left it for his mid-on. Just stuck a boot out as a reflex and booted it straight into the gap at mid-wicket. One ball to go in the over. Sathya gets a boundary. And Smith to finish up here. And tried the bouncer again. This time got it a little bit wrong. Another one goes down. 19 done. And that just leaves Sunil for this rotation. And after this over, they will also have the new ball. So a new ball and a new rotation. But something worth considering for Alex's team. Do you bring all your best bowlers on first in this rotation? Or do you save them all 37 overs? They've got this rotation and then 7 overs of the next one. Oh, that's a good nut. That's not missed by much. I think that's hit the leg. Good from Lewis Chapman. Bowled a good first over. Got the big wicket of James Ramsey. And started well here. Good nut, that. Such a bonus when all of your bowlers are taking wickets and you're not relying on the same 2 or 3. And that's been good throughout this series. The likes of Lewis Chapman, Rob Woodward when he's played at times. They've taken wickets all the way through. Smith himself, not a frontline bowler. That's a wide. Sunil in the first innings here, picking up a 4-fer. The change bowlers have done well for him throughout this campaign. That's going to be 4. One bounce brings up the 100 for Dan's team. Full toss. And yeah, it wasn't a million miles away from Bevan West, but struck it well enough. Amazing to think that they've got this 100 up already here. It's been a 52 partnership between these two. And that's in the gap. That's 4 more. Nicely played. Picked his spot well there. Right between the two. Maybe both of them with a proper dive might have got there, but it was right in the gap between the two of them. And this partnership has settled things down here. The last wicket fell in the 12th over, and that's gone all the way for 6. That's carried. 113 for 4 at the end of that one. Crowther moves on to 34. He's leathered this. Hard and flat. Bang. Straight down the ground for 6. Well, we wondered how Smith was going to use his bowlers for these last 17 overs, and it looks as though it's going to be the same policy. Rob Maguire on early. His best bowlers will get 2 each out of these last 17. Maguire to start us off here. Oh, that's quick. Not quite as accurate as he'd have liked it to be. Floated harmlessly over Sathia's shoulder, but pace already there. His first 2 overs have been top class, Rob Maguire. How he didn't get Sathia out in this first over. Brilliant contest between these two all series. And Sathia leaving him alone. With 125 still needed, you'd say the draw looks favourite for Dan's team here. And Alex's 11 will still believe they can force a win. And what a shot that is from Alvin Sathia. Punched it. It's not a bad delivery from Rob Maguire. But Sathia is a class player too, and shown it there. Been a brilliant battle between these two in this innings, as well as in this series. In the air, dropped. Oh, I think it was just short. Don't think it carried to second slip. It's Smith down there. Have a look here. Got big on Sathia. Yeah, it's short. Nowhere near really. Good delivery from Maguire though, good response. And the pendulum continues to swing between these two. These two players have been emblematic of this match, really. The momentum chopping and changing between them. Oh, and again, it's a good one. Again, it's a good one from Maguire. His pace seems to have been up in this innings. Quicker than he was in the first innings. He's really had his tail up. Could have had Sathia a number of times here. And again, it's another beauty. My goodness me. Sathia rightly giving him an applause for this one. Oh, it's nothing in it again. Terrific bowling. Another fabulous over goes by from Maguire without a wicket. Sathia survives again. Perhaps his luck is in today. Unbelievable. Rob Maguire will be thinking, what does he have to do to get rid of Sathia in this innings? Could have been 3 or 4 times, even more. Ricky Borrett. Straight on. They need something to happen for them now. It's just getting to the point where if they are going to win this game, they need a wicket soon, Alex's team. And Ricky Borrett to James Crowther. Good record against him in the past. Need that to come to the fore here. Loves a big moment, Ricky Borrett, and he's got a chance to finish his series on a high. And that's not a bad one. Has he nicked it? Don't think so. Appeal went up from behind the stumps. Looked like he got his gloves well beneath it. We should be able to see clearly here, but I think this has hit maybe chest or shoulder. Yeah, I think shoulder. Might have brushed the arm. Big noise from behind the stumps. Right decision though, I think, from the umpire, that. But that won't deter Ricky Borrett. He's got his tail up. And again, it's a good one. And again with Crowther, he can drive you mad with that. It is half a leave. But it's amazing that he never nicks one of them. Always gets his bat just about inside the line of them. Very rarely edges any. And that's well played. You don't want to get too full to Crowther, really. He'll just get his bat down in front of it and block it all day long. Never runs out of patience. And a decent enough one again from Ricky Borrett to finish. Maybe a touch too wide. Or one more ball to go in the over, sorry. In he comes again. And just short. Crowther happy to glove it. Might have come off the forearm. And it looks like, so the word from the ground, what's happening here is that given that we're coming into the last 15 overs of the series, and the series is already 2-0, so there's nothing to play for, Crowther and Alvin Sathia have decided to retire not out for the time being, just to let some of the other players have a bit of a bat before the series ends. But those two will be retired not out, which means they can both come in again later on in this innings, should they need to, if wickets fall. 15 overs to go. It's a nice gesture from the pair of them. They fought really well here. They've not quite made the game safe, but they have gone a long way towards recovering the situation for their team and looking for that draw. So they're going to step aside now. Can come back in later if needed. But for now, it's going to be Callum Letts, and on strike for Ewan McGregor is going to be Cassava Reddy, the debutant. There's 15 overs to go, 121 to win. Looks a no-hoper for Dan's team. Don't see them getting that. But can Alex's team take the 6 wickets they need? Oh, well, that's going to help. He's gone first ball after the change. Oh, well, what a disappointment for Cassava Reddy. All that time with Padrash, watching Crowther and Sathya see it all off, and he's been knocked over first up. It's good from McGregor. What a disappointment. Gone for a first baller. Golden duck for Reddy. His series and his debut ends with a whimper. 117 for 5. Well, that's not what Dan's team were hoping for when Sathya and Crowther just came in. Vamsi Bogireddy. What a shame we haven't got an extra sort of 40 runs on the board here, because if they were still in sight of winning this game, Vamsi Bogireddy could easily take them over the line in no time. He bats a mile a minute. I wonder if that'll change now. He's not the kind of player you'd think would be suited to batting for a draw. Plays his shots. It'll be interesting to see if he continues to do so. Ewan McGregor, another wicket for him. Another excellent performance from him. So reliable. And hammered, misfielded and fought. It's got just about all sorts going on there. Final result is a boundary for Vamsi Bogireddy. Don't think there was a catch on offer here. Oh, there was. It wasn't a bump ball. And again, well, that one is probably a little easier than Rob Maguire's one earlier on, but still, it's been flashed at McGregor. And then once he drops it, nobody's paying attention and it goes through for 4. Well, it is technically a drop. It's a harsh one. But that makes it the 3rd drop for Alex's team in this innings, and all of them half chances at best, really. It has been an excellent performance in the field from them. We've seen one screamer from Bevan West. And Bogireddy prods that one into the offside. Looks as though his commitment to attack is going to continue here. And if there is someone who can turn this game around and put them in a winning position, it probably is Vamsi Bogireddy. Can be so destructive. No thought for survival. And that's 6. Banged it over cow corner. It's a full toss from McGregor. Vamsi Bogireddy gets a decent piece of it. He's middled that. Bang. Straight over, I think it's Lewis Chapman's head out there. And he's got 10 off 4 balls. What more could you want? Oh, superb from Bogireddy. Last ball of the over. It's been a helter-skelter one. Ewan McGregor in again. And blocked into the leg side. Low-key finish. 14 to go. 5 wickets to get. 127 for 5. And now this is interesting. Gone with Sunil early. Interesting move this from Smith. Wondered if he would save a few of the frontline bowlers to end this rotation and then start the new one. Gone with Sunil at Callum Letts. See if he can entice a mistake from the man on naught. And Letts survives his first ball. Have to wonder what will happen here. Down leg side. Ricky Borrett fumbles. Whoa, that was close. Fielders liked it. Fielders square at the wicket liked it. Looked tight. Might have been an interesting one, that, had he hit. Vamsi Bogireddy on strike to Sunil. And 6. And I think he's been told to no ball him as well here. Yep, it's been given as a no ball by the square leg umpire. And Vamsi Bogireddy, well, we said he doesn't hang around. 2 6s already for him inside his first 6 balls. He's raced to 16. Well, a few more overs of this and we could have a real fascinating finish on here. Sunil in again. In the air and caught. Gone. Oh, well, there you go. That's the end of that. Brilliantly entertaining for Bogireddy. Sharp catch from Smith. That's coming in quick. Straight into the paws though. Didn't have to do a lot, Smith. Sunil gets the wicket. His 5th on debut. First in this innings, and Bogireddy, well, you can see Smith has moved himself. He was a lot straighter than that. Moved himself wider because that's Bogireddy's area, and it's gone straight to him. He's had a good game as captain. Smith made runs in the first innings. And And some of his decisions in the field, some of his unusual field placements have led to wickets, and that was another example. Just moved himself a little bit more towards square leg, a little bit closer to square leg, and it got pinged straight down his throat. And Asif Khan is going to be the new man, and suddenly there's just these two, and then we're back to Crowther and Sathya again. So Alex's 11 keeping themselves really in the game here. Good running. Khan gets off the mark. Really clawing this game back since the change, since the 2 retirements. Couple of sharp wickets. If they can knock these 2 over nice and early, they'll suddenly have maybe 10 overs at Crowther and Sathya, and it's back on again with pressure. That's decent from Sunil. This over's been a fantastic little bonus for him. Got his wicket. 137 for 6. And we go straight to Lewis Chapman. Can he entice a mistake out of Asif Khan? Smith looking to get his part-time bowlers on now. Use them up at these tail enders. Try and knock them over as Sunil did with Vamsey there. Now it's a wide from Chapman. Oh, well today, Lewis Chapman. Figures don't look outstanding, but it's been a decent performance from him. And that huge wicket of James Ramsey. And Asif Khan's had a bit of a waft at that. He's a brilliant character, Asif Khan. It's been great to have him here for his Test debut. We wondered when we were going to see him. We'd hoped to have him last year, hoped to have him earlier this year. Work commitments have not permitted it. But to finally have him available for a full Test match has been fantastic. Brilliant character, popular character. And we hope to have him back for next year's series, perhaps to play a bigger role. But for now, he's got a big enough job to do here. 12 overs and 2 balls to go. The win is pretty much out of the question. Well, padded up to that. That's tight. I think it's just pitched outside leg, but that's dangerous from Asif Khan. LBW's apply if you're not paying a shot. I think that's just pitched outside leg. Just gotten away with it. And this has been very good from Lewis Chapman again. Wide first ball, but aside from that, he sent down a maiden. And yeah, 5th dot ball in a row. Well, I think that's been Lewis Chapman's best bowling performance of the series so far in this innings. He's been excellent. 139 for 6. Who do we turn to now then? Callum Lett's the man on strike. It's going to be Ali Pervez. Let's cam back. We saw that in his electric 30 at Woldingham on debut. Some real interesting shots in that innings. He's unconventional, but he can hit a ball. He's got the ability. It would just be a case of whether he's got the patience and the technique to go with it. And down leg, they'll take a bite. And the good news for these two is that it's not all the pressure on them. They know they've got the comfort blanket of having Sathya and Crowther still to come back in. So they could even afford to have a dash at this and just go for the win, see what happens. To be honest, because if they get out, you've got 2 frontline batsmen coming in below you who can play for the draw. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw Callum Letts open his shoulders up a little bit in this innings. As Pervez comes in again. Oh, that's not missed by much. That's a good delivery, that, from Ali Pervez. Hasn't really had the wickets to show for his effort. He's had a good Test match with the ball. Looked a decent player. Hasn't really had as much luck as he would have liked. Oh, well, he has got his wicket now. That's knocked over. Asif Khan's gone. And that's the 7th now for Alex's 11. And suddenly this game looks back on again here. Asif Khan just played all round it, really. It's a bit of a low full toss. Didn't seem to do a lot. Just played all round it. He's gone for 1. 140 for 7. So which one of them comes back in? It's going to be James Crowther coming in first. Alvin Sathya still in the sheds. Crowther comes back in. The one player in this whole innings who's looked comfortable out there. It's been a brutal experience for Dan's team. They've been under all kinds of pressure. A strong bowling attack at their best. Bowling brilliantly. All kinds of pressure. And James Crowther's been the one player who's not been perturbed by it. He even found something approaching fluency. And he's middled his first ball. Mid-off has to be away. Pervez left it. But a good over from Ali Pervez. Got the wicket. 11 to go now. 3 wickets to take. It is on again. And the performance of Callum Letts could be crucial here. If he can hang around a while, just 4 or 5 overs, it could be all the difference here. But if they get him out early, they'll fancy it. Oh, what about that? Punch down the ground for 4. What a shot from Callum Letts. He's off the mark. Got a decent chunk of that. Played it well. Very wristy player, Callum Letts. Gets a lot of power through those wrists. Bejawada in again. Leaves that one alone. Oh, a bit of a harsh wide. I don't think it was overhead high. It might have given it on width.
Yeah, it'll have a purple clock next to one of them.
Let's in his sights. That's a loose one again. That's not carried to Ricky Borrett. Wonder if he's a little bit too far back now. A bit of the pace coming out of the surface. Field set very straight for Callum Letts. That's popped up in the air. Lewis Chapman does the work. They've not really got anybody at cover or at mid-wicket, really. They've got everyone either square of the wicket or straight. No middle, really. Oh, he's played around that. That's good from Bejawada. Good delivery. Seen Callum Letts dismissed a couple of times like that in this series, playing across the line and losing his stumps, and that's what they're trying for him. And I think that's why that gap is there. A very straight mid-wicket and square leg. The big gap there to try and entice him to do that. We saw Smith set a similar field at Eversley and it worked. Elliot Fox knocked him over. Didn't quite work that time. The execution a little bit off. And he's gone to James Maguire. He's been excellent in this innings, James Maguire. And he's got Crowther in his sights now. West and Smith, the other 2 bowlers in this rotation. You'll be hoping Jimmy Maguire, if he can get Crowther out, that would be a massive moment. We're into the last 10 now. 3 wickets still to win. I think you can forget about the 92 runs. Jimmy Maguire, down leg. So much resting on the shoulders of James Crowther. Not for the first time. Saw them through to the draw at Eversley. Made 37 not out there. 34 not out on this occasion. But with far more overs to see off than he had to worry about there. And beating him. But again, as we've said so many times, he does it on purpose, Crowther. He's looked unflustered since he's come back in. He was only off the field for about maybe 5 minutes when the 2 wickets going down, but clearly wasn't long enough to break his concentration. I think that was a bit of a harsh wide given against James Maguire. And that one, will he give it this time? No. 1 ball to go. Been a quiet over this one. Not really threatened. And that in part is down to how comfortable Crowther has looked all the way through this innings. He's been very impressive. And beating him again. And that finishes off that over. 9 to go now. We're into the last 9. 148 for 7. I think the relevance of the runs has disappeared. It's clear Dan's 11 are no longer trying to win this game. And that's probably fair enough in the circumstances. It is all about these 3 wickets. 54 deliveries remain. Bevan West to bowl the first of them. And Callum Letts defends into the offside, and McGregor very calmly does the tidying up. Been a bit of an off day for Bevan West with the ball, and that's 4. Just as we say that, Callum Letts flicked him through cover. It's good from Letts. Picked his moments, really. Just put a little bit of pressure back on them, just unsettles the bowler. Just try and throw Bevan West off for the rest of the over. The runs won't really have any impact on the result, but it's important still that you transfer any pressure back when you can. And just put something in the bowlers' heads. Don't just let them bowl at you. It was a good response from West, to be fair. And Let's happy to let it hit him. Got to make him play. Anything down leg side or anything too short or too wide is going to get left alone, and it's a ball wasted. You've got to keep it, even if it's not on the stumps, at least around that sort of 4th, 5th stump line. That's a slower ball. I think Callum Les picked that out of the hand. Oh, good nut. Inside edge and 4. Wasn't far away from leg stump. I think that's what Callum Letts is saying. Oh, good finish to that over from Bevan West. He's unlucky. 8 down now. And this is the last over of the rotation. Alex Smith, the captain. Can he take them into the last 7 on a positive note? He'll bowl at James Crowther. Needs something to happen sooner rather than later here. You would think the 7 overs we're going to have after this rotation. Smith starts his over. Outside off. 3 bowlers won't be able to bowl in the next rotation, and you'd think Maguire, Borrett, McGregor will probably finish them. Jimmy Maguire will expect to get an over as well. So it's about when you put each bowler on. That's a good nut from Smith as well. Got that one up again. But it's about now for Smith. How do you manage the 7 bowlers that he's going to use for this last rotation? Who bowls in what order? You'd think he'll save Rob Maguire for the last one. But for Ricky Borrett, Una McGregor, James Maguire, do you save them all for the last handful, or do you get 1 or 2 of them on early to try and take the wicket, not leave it too late? It's going to be an interesting dilemma for the captain. And he's quietly bowled a decent enough over here, not really threatened. That's a wide. One ball to go, and then this rotation ends. And it's a bouncer. And we are into the last 7 overs now, and he's gone with Ali Pervez to start with. Well, we wondered what order he was going to use his bowlers here, and it looks like he's gone with Ali Pervez. You would assume Rob Maguire will bowl the last of these 7. McGregor, Borrett would expect to get one somewhere in there. On 4, first ball. Bit floaty from Pervez. Callum Letts has hit that well. Desperately in need of something to happen now. And pushed into the leg side again. You have to say, Callum Letts has played this innings with great intelligence. He's kept calm. He's pushed away the odd boundary when he wants to put a bit of pressure back on. Judgment's been good. Patient. Gives quite a calming presence, Callum Letts. Even though he's not a frontline batsman, he looks in control of himself out there. Doesn't look as though he's the kind of player who is going to be too bothered by the pressure. That's a good nut from Pervez. We do wonder who these bowlers are going to be for the last 6 overs. The 2 Maguires, McGregor and Borrett, surely. Does Smith give himself another one? Will it be Bevan West? Will he go for experience? Will he go for another of the debutants? He's used Ali Pervez already here. 1 ball to go in this over. And again, it goes by without the wicket that they need. 6 overs remaining now. Coming down to the wire here. For most of the way through this, it's looked as though Alex's 11 were going to blast them away. But the partnership between Sathya and Crowther stabilised Dan's team. And then since a little flurry of wickets, it's been Callum Letts who's dug in and played beautifully here. And it's Saikiran Bejawada next. So again, holding back his frontline bowlers. And he's going with another debutant. Bejawada on, 3 wickets to win, 6 overs to get them. Hit him first up. Crowther will let that happen all day long. If you bowl that length, he's going to do that. No temptation to play at anything now, James Crowther. And again, same result. You would feel this is a setup for a full one. Bejawada will go for the stumps at some point. It's just a matter of whether Crowther sees it coming or not. Field really coming in now. McGregor's just come in, and again it's back of a length, and again he lets it hit him. Wasted deliveries, these 3 from Bejawada. You're not going to lure him into a drive, so the full ball has to be on the stumps. And there it is, and Crowther plays it. And plays it well. Big 2 deliveries these, heading into the last 5 overs. The draw starting to become favourite here. That's a good nut. Well left from Crowther. Again, decent bounce up, but harmless as far as taking the wicket is concerned. It's all about the follow-up. Last ball of the over from Bejawada. Can he strike? Can he get them back on the head of the game? No, down leg. 5 overs to go. Who does he turn to? Well, this is an interesting move. It's going to be Sunil, one of the bowlers we didn't think we'd see in this set of 7. Is he going to try and tempt Callum Letts? And I think that's what Crowther is saying to him here. Don't lose your focus. I think he's trying to tempt Callum Letts into doing something silly here. Field spreads. And he's punched it through cover for 4. It's well controlled. Both teams will be happy to see that. Callum Letts in complete control when he's hit it well. But the flip side is that Smith has brought Sunil on, hoping to entice Callum Letts to play a couple of shots and hit one up in the air. So he won't mind seeing that he's going to oblige. Now that's another lovely shot. He's timed the pants off of that, Callum Letts. That's just a push. He's absolutely middled it. Raced through to the ropes for 4. Well, the plan not working for Sunil so far here, but he's got 4 balls to go. Will Letts lose concentration and pop one up in the air? No signs as yet that that's going to be the case. 3 down, 3 to go. Leaves it alone. Patience from Letts. He's played excellently, Callum Letts. This has been such a good innings from him. Crucial. Oh, and he's done the Stephen Finn there, Sunil. That'll be a no ball. It was left alone by Callum Letts anyway. 1 ball to go in the over, and there is no sign whatsoever that Callum Letts' patience was going to snap here. It was a gamble from Smith. It's not worked for him so far. They've got 1 delivery to make something happen. And blocked. Excellent from Callum Letts. 4 overs to go. 172 for 7. So close to having sealed the job now, Dan's team. But these 4 overs are going to be from 4 good bowlers. We think it'll be the 2 Maguires, Borrett and McGregor. Not sure what order they'll be in. But it's James Maguire first up to bowl at Crowther. If they could get Crowther, that'd be a massive bonus. But they need Callum Letts as well. They're going to have to dismiss all 3 of the remaining batsmen. It's a last man standing. So these 2 and Sathya, they'll have to get them all. Can't just rely on getting Callum Letts and Sathya around Crowther. They'll need Crowther's wicket as well. Either of them would do at this point. Just a sense of drift coming through here. Do they still really believe, Alex's team? Crowther has been a wall since he's come back in. Hasn't scored a single run since he came back to the crease, but hasn't looked like getting out either. He's been an absolute rock since he came back to the crease, James Crowther, and before that as well, to be fair. The star of this innings for Dan's team, along with Letts. Sathya, it was more of a battle of survival for Sathya earlier. Moments of luck. But this over is drifting by without much happening. James Maguire needs to start making Crowther play at something here. Last ball of the over coming down. And pushed comfortably to mid-off for a dot. Well, we're into the last 3 overs now. Is it going to be... Well, this is a surprise. We thought he'd save Rob Maguire for the last over. But I think Smith's reasoning here is that saving him to the last over is no good if they don't take a wicket before then. He's brought him on to get a wicket now. No excuses, plain and simple. Rob Maguire. Dead ball. Callum Letts wasn't ready. See why Smith has done this. I think he would have wanted to save Maguire for the last over. But at 7 down, can't really afford to leave it too late. Needs Maguire to deliver for him. Oh, and he's delivered first ball. What a start for Rob Maguire. Exactly what they needed. Massive moment. The game turns on its head again. Callum Letts has fought so hard, played so well. And it is that one ducking in at him. He's played round it. Not for the first time in this series, Callum Letts. But what a brilliant hand he's played. Really intelligent innings from Letts. But Rob Maguire, they brought him on for a wicket and he has delivered first ball. This game is back on. 174 for 8. And it's Alvin Sathya. There will be a last man standing. These are the last two. They'll have to dismiss them both to win this game. And Sathya lived a very charmed life earlier on, and Maguire in particular could have had him 4 or 5 times. In again now. Down leg. Will it be a wide? It will. The runs don't really matter. It's a wasted delivery from Maguire. 4 balls from him. Could be the 4 that define this match. Short. Too short. Let go. Brilliant test match this has been. It's been a marvellous innings to watch all the way through. It's a good nut off the boot. Didn't quite get through him. Sathya defiant. Resisting as much as he can. And bang through cover for 4. Well, we didn't see that one coming. Alvin Sathya, what a response. Pumped Rob Maguire through cover. These two have had a brilliant battle all day, and this will be the end of it. And it's a damp squib. Another wide from Maguire. He's finished for the test match, finished for the series. What a performance from him today, though. 2 for 18 doesn't do him justice. And they have 2 overs to take 2 wickets. And it looks as though it's going to be Ricky Borrett. Now, this makes sense. He's got Borrett and he's got McGregor. We think those will be the 2 that bowl. And Ricky Borrett's record against James Crowther is excellent. So it makes sense to get him on at Crowther's end. They're going to need him to. He has a habit not just of dismissing Crowther, but in dismissing him in big moments at the end of test matches. Last year, across the 3-match series, Alex's 11 won 2 games from Borrett dismissing Crowther as the final wicket of the match. Who knows? Something similar in the script today. But he starts with a loose one. 5 slips. A short leg. Borrett, tail up. Oh, and he's prodded. Just a sign there from Crowther of some nerve. For the first time in this innings, he's prodded a little bit at one. His discipline has been so good. Borrett again. Down leg. Can't afford to waste any Ricky Borrett. He needs 3 good ones here. What a finale we've got on our hands here. If you're tuning into this, well done. It's good again. Crowther this time does leave it. Intentional that he prodded at that one. Here we go again. 8 balls to go. Borrett to Crowther. Left alone again. He's not made him play it enough. He's rushed this over Ricky Borrett. Could do with taking a breath at the top of his mark. Hasn't really made Crowther work for this. Last ball of the over. And again 2 wide. Another one goes down. Well, they're going to need 2 wickets from Ewan McGregor. We thought it would be McGregor. It is McGregor. And this is the moment to say thank you all for tuning in for this match and this series, and we hope you're enjoying this. What a test match it's been, and what a finish we've got to it. Ewan McGregor's going to finish us off. He needs to get both of these 2 out to win them the game. Keeps his long off. Everybody else catching. McGregor to get us going. The last over of the series. In the air. Caught. Gone. What a moment. It turns again. Ewan McGregor strikes first ball. It's a low full toss. Sathya's middled it. The only fielder not in a catching position. He's hit it straight to him, and they kept that fielder there for that. They know he punches in the air sometimes. Ewan McGregor has turned this game again. 3rd wicket for him. Sathya gone. 5 balls, 1 wicket. Dan Mears is at the crease. If you're wondering why, he's there to act as a run-up for the last man standing. Although, quite how much running they're going to be doing in this situation is up for debate. Ewan McGregor. What a massive moment. What a finale to this test match. 1 more twist in the tail. He's got 5 balls. He's got 5 slips. He's got 2 short legs. He's got a silly point. He's got a short cover. McGregor to Crowther. Off the knee. And they won't take. Again, Dan Mears is there to be a runner, but no interest in running a leg by or 2 there whatsoever. 4 deliveries to go. Here we go again. And it's a good one, but Crowther's behind it. I think he edged that one onto his foot. Exhilarating, dramatic, seesawing innings this has been, and McGregor's been fantastic. And again, it's down leg. It's down leg. It's 1 wasted. 2 balls to go in this series. Can Dan's 11 hang on? It'll be a great achievement if they can. They were getting swamped earlier. So much pressure they've absorbed. Crowther's been fantastic and sees it one off. Tired delivery from McGregor. It's all on this, the last ball of the series. McGregor to Crowther. Alex's 11 need the wicket. Can McGregor deliver it? Nope, it's hit him. It's gone. It's going to be a draw. Brilliant from James Crowther. Brilliant effort from Dan's team to survive an onslaught. The game finishes as a draw. The series ends on a thriller. Alex's 11 have won it 2-0. What a performance. What a match. What a series. We hope you've enjoyed it, and it's finished on a cliffhanger. Absolute knife edge finish. Brilliant from both teams at Nutfield. Thank you very, very much for joining us is all we can say. We hope you've enjoyed that fantastic test match, and we will see you again soon on Backyard Cricket England. Well, take a breath, everybody. We hope you enjoyed that. Thrilling finish. James Crowther, outstanding. Alvin Sathya, personification of grit and fight, and Callum Letts was clever as well. Ewan McGregor and Rob Maguire led the charge. The bowlers were all outstanding. Brilliant way to finish the series for Alex's team. Just couldn't quite get that final wicket, so it finishes as a draw. That is the end of the 2021 series. It's finished 2-0 to Alex's team. All that's left to say is thank you very, very much for joining us. There is a one-day series between these two teams coming up, which will be broadcast shortly. We hope you've enjoyed the series. We'll see you at the one-day game. Stay safe, stay well, and thank you for supporting Backyard Cricket England.